What's going on, Golf Addicts, Tour Junkies After Dark, presented by DraftKings here for the Byron Nelson 2021. I'm your boy DB. I'm struggling tonight. I got a little case of the Rona, but we're battling. We're battling here tonight. We're gonna make this a snappy one for the Byron Nelson 2021. Pat Perry with me, who you so bravely chose Rory McIlroy last week on this very show. I said I wasn't sure Rory was ready to win. He didn't look ready to win. But, you convinced the people at 19-1 it was a number to take, and Rory got it done at Quail Hollow for now the third time.
Yeah, it was definitely, when you see guys like Rory, we saw this with JT at the TPC, when you start to get a little bit longer odds on these guys who are always in like the, 10-1, maybe 12-1 range, you get them a little longer than, around 20-1. I think you got to start hammering it, and that's what we did, and he hit. So we'll see what happens. I know his odds are now a lot shorter for the PGA Championship.
Yeah. Just next week, we'll be back to full strength covering the PGA at Kiowa. This week, we have a brand new golf course. TPC Craig Ranch is hosting the Byron Nelson 2021. Dustin Johnson has withdrawn, so you need to be aware of that. I know Pat Mayo's covered a bunch of stuff on the DraftKings channel about this golf course, about how it's going to set up. What are just some key takeaways for you? Let's talk about the golf course, TPC Craig Ranch, and then we'll get into some sportsbook plays.
Yeah, real quick, because Mayo did do a great job of doing a breakdown of this course. My goodness, wow. Am I the one? Maybe I'm the one with Rona here. I can't even get out the first part of the course breakdown. But it is a new course that they've never played before, so I think that's something we're going to hear a lot about this week, and you're going to want to pay attention to social media and whatever else. But it's a par 72. It's playing almost 7,500 yards. We're going to have 156 players in the field this week. It's T65 and ties that will make the cut. The key takeaways here for me are, one, you got the triple threat as far as grasses. We got Zoysia is in the fairways. We got Bermuda rough, and we got bent grass greens. So they're just throwing all kinds of grasses at you this week on this course. But I do think it's going to be a scoring fest. I think you're going to want to look at your scoring stats like birdie or better percentage. God, what is wrong with me? Okay? Birdie or better percentage. Par 5 scoring is going to be key. All these par 5s are pretty easy, so they should light them up this week. And then if you looked at it, there's been two events here, two professional events. The Korn Ferry Tour had both of them. It was the Tour Championship there. And greens and regulation, so strokes gained approach, greens and regulation, those are the top two things that you can look at as far as stats, as far as the guys that performed well here. And I do think we got to look at the weather. These Texas winds could blow in. We'll want to see that what that looks like on Wednesday. Other than that, that's all I got for the course, DB.
Well, let's take a look at the betting board. Starting off now, the DJ has withdrawn. You have Bryson and John Rahm as your 8-1 favorites. Jordan Spieth coming in at 11-1. A little bit of a jump down to Berger at 17. Our first view of Hideki Matsuyama since winning the Masters over a month ago is at 20-1. And then it works down to this is, the top end of the field is okay. The middle is pretty nasty, and the bottom is really nasty.
Awful.
So, to me, this is one of those events where, I feel like either one of these top names is going to win this thing, or it's going to be somebody way down in the abyss of triple-digit outright numbers. I don't have a whole lot here that I love in the middle from a value standpoint. Honestly, I don't think I'm probably never on record doing this on any show we've ever done. But, I mean, Bryson at 8-1 is honestly probably one of my favorite bets. Like I've never bet the favorite in a golf tournament. I don't know that I'll start this week, but if you're someone who has the bankroll and you don't mind betting favorites in golf, Bryson at 8-1. This just seems like a wide open track that he can take advantage of, that he can putt really well on. I don't see. He's, to me, I think he should be the head and shoulders favorite above John Rahm. Rahm coming off a little baby swag, a little time off, his first miscut in a while last week. I think it's Bryson and Jordan for me. Bryson at 8-1, Jordan at 11-1. There's no reason that Jordan's hot play can't continue here at a place he's probably rather familiar with. So those are my two favorites up top.
What are we doing here? Does COVID get to you in other ways besides like we've heard smell, taste, obviously respiratory issues.
Now my shrunk.
I didn't realize shrinking of part of the. I'd never have heard that. I've never heard that. I almost like I kind of did the that white looking monkey gif where he goes. And he just looks around because he doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say there. I don't mind those plays, but I just I didn't expect you to go there. I will start with Scotty Scheffler at 22-1. I think that's a good number for old Scotty. You know, we always get when we're in Texas, we always get the Texas theme. You know, the guys that have either played in Texas a lot, or he went to school there. He didn't grow up in Texas, but still, he's got that whole Texas narrative. So I do like Scotty Scheffler, and I just still think this is a good course for him. I think he checks a lot of boxes. So I like Scheffler at that 22-1 number. I'm going to go on Brooks Koepka. I'm going to play him at 23-1. I like that number for him. Look, people expected the absolute worst from him at the Masters, and it really wasn't that bad. Okay. It wasn't that bad, so I'm okay with throwing a little bit on Brooks Koepka there at that number at 23-1. I am like you. I don't have a ton of guys here in this mid-range, but two I did kind of pinpoint here were Ryan Palmer, another Texas guy, Siwoo Kim. I feel like this is a Siwoo week. I think it could happen at 45-1. Now we'll know real quick from Siwoo. Okay. He could go home and be done with it. But I do like some Siwoo there at 45-1. So the two guys in the middle, Palmer and Siwoo, both at 45-1.
I had Palmer down. Shockingly, I was not on Siwoo. So yeah, I am. Something's wrong. Something is really wrong with me. Leishman at 35-1 was the next one down for me. The Aussie factor of Texas is always a thing. Leishman's been playing well, and 35-1. Yeah, I think what we just saw him win the Zurich with Cam Smith. I think that's a good value for him for 35-1 on Mark Leishman. Then I got to drop down. I got one more name that's not a triple digit, and that would be Cam Champ at 85-1. Just a bomber. And when you start scrolling down the list here, these odds, you just don't see a whole lot of win equity and a whole lot of true, are these guys going to get it done? But Cam Champ can get it done, and he can win on the PGA Tours. He's done a couple times. He's contended in majors. He hits it a long way. We saw him play well at Augusta. So maybe that's a thing. This is a wide open track. So Cam Champ at 85-1 is just a number that was hard to pass up. But after that, it's triple digits for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. Actually, Cam Champ's interesting. I kept wanting to look at him and bet him, but the stats aren't that great for him. But I do think he is interesting. I like Charles Schwartzel there at 70-1. I think he could be. He's a guy we've seen play very well recently. Played well at the at the match play. You just talked about the match play. He and Usti could have won, and of course, it didn't happen for them. But still, I like Charles there at 70-1. And then everything else for me is just long shots. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of long shots this week.
Okay, hit me with it. Who you got? Wrap us up.
All right, three guys. I'm going to wrap us up here. Hoagie at 150-1. We've been on Hoagie all year. I mean, the guy is, and if you don't want to bet him to win the tournament, then maybe just bet him first round leader or something like that, because he's always prone to do that. I like Adam Schenk at 150-1 also, and then Sepp Straka at 150-1. That's a sweet number for me. 150-1. There's several guys in here that I like at that number.
I like Patton Kizzire at 125-1. We've seen Patton really kind of be boom or bust a lot this year. He's making cuts, but he's either not finishing great and making the cut, or he's top 10. But you talk about a really good putter, plenty of length off the tee. Patton Kizzire at 125-1 is interesting. And he's won events like this before, just really kind of middle of the road, nothing events. Wyndham Clark at 160-1. Your boy Wyndham. Now, I probably fancy both of these guys a little better to finish top 20. Like Patton Kizzire's 3+335 to finish top 20. Wyndham Clark is 4-1 to finish top 20. Those are probably safer options. But if you want to bomb outright, another bomber who can putt the lights out of it, Wyndham Clark, one of the best putters on the PGA Tour. And, again, a wide open track. He can rip away. He can score on these par fives. Love that for Wyndham Clark. That's it for me. Maybe two other top 20s. Scott Stallings is also plus 335. Scott's been playing really well lately. He's trending nicely. I like his ball striking. He hits the ball well in the wind if the wind picks up here in Texas. And then finally, Vincent Whaley, a guy I've been riding a lot in DFS, who's making cuts, finishing top 30, top 25. For a top 20, he's 4.5 to 1. He's a very interesting rookie on the PGA Tour. Hits it a long way. I think he's gaining a lot of confidence. Top 20 for Vincent Whaley at 4.5 to 1. I like. That's it.
I like that. Yep. That's a good number there. I like Whaley a lot. So there you go. Good job.
Good stuff. Short and sweet this week for Tour Junkies After Dark. We'll be back next week with a full breakdown of Kiowa and the PGA Championship. It's going to be lovely from right there outside of Charleston, South Carolina. Second major of the year. Should be really good stuff. Head over to our YouTube channel as well. Check out our content and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next week. See ya.
Oh.